Strategy and Snark presents Dungeons & Dragons Online. And welcome back. Today we're looking at the epic Mines of Tethyamar. Yeah, I think that's how you say it. You, of course, know exactly where to get to these quests, and didn't have to look it up again, because you are smart and handsome. You didn't have to look up that it is right here in basically the middle of Evening Star. So like the main merchants and everything are right here. Just go a little bit to the left or to the west towards King's Forest. Right in the middle of the buildings here is where it happens to be. You already knew that. So we'll just head on in. I am 99% positive that I have never done these on Epic.
We're going where to do what? That sounds amazing!
Apparently go this way. I vaguely remember we did these on Heroic. I think they were okay. I remember the last quest. Right? The last quest is pretty freaking cool. All the other ones, they kind of blend together in my mind. But maybe they'll stand out as we actually play through them. We will find out. Need a buff all button. Okay. She throws some words at us.
This must be real. The dwarf will never escape.
Find the ambush location.
The portcullis closed. You can see
I probably should have read what she said.
the cavern floor in the chamber.
I'm just kind of assuming that since there's exactly one path to go, that's the way we're going to go. This is not a quest that I've done very many times. How about up there?
You see signs that a small camp has been set up here previously.
Oh no. Drow. So what is the correct pronunciation of drow? Is it drow or is it dro? Trying to think of other similar words. Let's see. Dro. Grow. It's grow, not growl. But there's also growl. Let's see. Grow. And then prowl is similar to drow. Maybe the L is what makes that a long O sound though. I'm just looking at the keyboard for the letters, right? So drow or prow. Yeah, drow and prow. Grow. Crow. So there's two on that side. I don't know. Grow and crow
The curve of the cave
actually make me think that maybe it is supposed to be dro. But then we do have prow. And assuming I'm not misremembering how you spell prow. Like the front of a ship. But English is weird. English just like stole most of its words from other languages, so prow could easily be like an old French word and has nothing to do with any of the other letters. Did I miss something here? Why is my door not open? This looks important. So, I hear almost everyone say drow. Except... I'm pretty sure he just said draft. So, I set up an old PlayStation 3 so my little one could play Skylanders because he loves the little figures and he's like he's slightly too young, but he's right about the age of that they were targeting those games. And they very, very prominently call all of them Dro, which throw me off. Because they have Troll, right? They have other fantasy monsters. It might be a copyright thing. It might be calling them Dro is just different enough. Maybe. I do think it's Drow, though. And I think it's Drow for the most important reason. Because that's how I say it. And that is everyone's... Honestly, that's everybody's main reason that they think anything is the way that is, because that's the way they do it. It is very, very common to just...
Isn't this the best part of adventuring?
Not even think about the other way to do it, because that's not how you do it. You wouldn't be wrong, right? You're not wrong. You haven't been doing it wrong for years. It must be everybody else. Or it could be a tomato-tomato thing. That it kind of just depends on where you are. Which vowels get accentuated or prioritized. What's the word? Emphasized. Which vowels get emphasized. I really thought we were supposed to go back there. Oh, we go up there. That's the downside of just rambling while playing. I am assuming that these quests are just going to play themselves. We have plenty of muscle. We are in here on hard, right? Yeah, we're in here on hard. We haven't found anything that didn't die in 3 swings. Again, I'm tempted to kick it up to elite when we get to quests I'm more familiar with. Just to see. Just to see. But I know what's going to happen. Like I mentioned before, I've mentioned this I think last episode before. The scaling is way different going from hard to elite rather than normal to hard. I should probably use protection from poison. We have that, right? Pretty sure we have that spell. We do not have that spell. Drow are very dangerous because they have that poison and it'll end up setting your... I don't remember which stat. Probably Constitution. It damages one of your stats. It hits 0. You can't move. And they all just keep critting you. Or at least they would. If we didn't have Fortification. They still get the free hits, though.
The door opens to reveal a great chamber.
Let's not accidentally lag ourselves into the lava. Whack, whack.
That was remarkable.
So, in a perfect world, I would switch... I'm pretty sure Paladin gets remove poison. I'm pretty sure. It's on the Paladin spell list. I mean, I can find it. Right now. It's a level 2 spell, if I remember right. Not there. Not there. Not there. Neutralize poison's a level 4 spell. So for a minute at a time, we'd be immune to poison, and that would protect us from... Well, I don't think it gives us immunity anymore. I think they changed it. Blah, 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 blah. No additional effects from poison. Immune for the duration of the spell. There we go. So that would protect us from what the drow have been doing with their weapons. I feel like I'm missing something. But I'd have to swap one of my spells out. So we'd maybe when I see a rest shrine, that is one of the advantages of being a prepared spellcaster, is I can switch my spells out for whatever makes the most sense in any given situation. And I doubt I'm really using all of these. I'm not using restoration. I have Death Ward for the just in case. I don't think restoration's even on our bar anywhere. I could probably go without restoration for a little while. Just to stop that. That didn't even take very long. For how fast these guys are dying, they are hitting us back pretty hard.
Drag marks and speed off to the south.
We should probably prioritize getting some new armor and stuff. We're never going to have enough that we're going to get... We're never going to have an untouchable AC. What we can do is get our AC to the point that we get the occasional miss. You know, AC isn't useless just because you're not invincible. If you can get it into the ballpark of sometimes the enemy misses you, it's worth it. Especially because if you're a heavy armor character, it doesn't take much. Like, we have an armor class of 59. Our at-level dodge chance is... that is 27%, and 6 of that is literal dodge. That is garbage. And I believe that is referring to defense chance at level, I believe, is on normal mode. So it's even less in here. But minimum level 5. Okay? We're wearing +2 armor. Most of these stats I don't think we're even getting the benefit from anymore. Just it's part of the set bonus. That's it. And even then, we have an odd charisma. In a perfect world, we get a heavy armor drop out of Sharn. That would be ideal. Because the Sharn armor is really good. But we're kind of getting to the... Now that we're at cap, right? I don't usually pay attention to gear at all unless it's max level or specific level. So like heroic Ravenloft gear, great. When I hit level 10, that's a whole bunch of new stuff. Sharn, 15. Great. Whole bunch of new stuff. Level, I don't know, 6? I don't have a stockpile of level 6 gear, level 7 gear, level 8 gear. It's mostly Feywild, Ravenloft, Sharn. 5, 10, 15. And then I am accumulating Keep on the Borderlands gear. I don't have very much of it yet, because I haven't actually done the epic version that many times. But that's going to be your level 20 gear. 21,
Final curse as she
give or take.
The lever is pulled, and the portcullis scrapes.
Alright, here's some more cash for us. We're going to go ahead and hit that rest shrine and roll our silver for the day, I guess. What do we get? 2,000 XP and a cake. We rolled a 99. Oh, man. I want to roll the 99 on my gold roll on my other account. Damn it. And then I wasn't paying attention. We walked away and now we can't switch our spell out. I got distracted with my roll. Oh well. Not a big deal. Where are we going next? Probably that way. I think we're close to the end of the quest here. Doop de doop doop. Those guys sure were sneaking. If only they didn't have glowing red eyes to tip me off. Yeah, here's the end of the quest. The dwarves are down there. We're going to ignore them. And the boss is in the next room, and then they'll all be free. Any glowing red eyes to jump out at me? Yep, right here. Not a great feature for stealth. Fine. We'll do it right. And I will open the menu this time and not touch anything. Neutralize poison goes on there. Neutralize poison goes over there. Cast all our buffs again. I guess I don't have to cast Holy Sword again. The sword doesn't actually rest. Put all of our other little temporary buffs on. Wait for this guy to actually attack us. Because we only get a minute on neutralize poison. A minute is fine. But let's not waste it. You know what? If I didn't already kill them, maybe we'll try. I killed one on accident. Damn. I was trying to not kill the dwarf. Here, hireling can go beat him up. How are you doing? He'll be fine. Hello, jailer. Goodbye, jailer. Wow, he's down. Speak to Riel. Where's Riel? Hello, Riel. I saved half of them. Are you proud of me?
Isn't this the best part of adventuring?
Someone did ask me. Someone did ask me why I don't take the loot. Most of it is just cash. So, I'm not going to use scrolls, so I'm just going to sell them. That's literally just a gem you pick up and you sell it. And then this is honestly not bad. Dodge 12%, armor 12, insightful combat mastery. This is a very solid robe for a monk. But I'm not a monk. And I don't actively have a monk that has no named gear. So, like, it's just going to turn into cash, and I already have 500,000 platinum I'm not using. So why use up the inventory space? That is one of the reasons that I take about half of a second to see if any of a very small number of things catch my eye. I just grab the heart seeds. Even when I do take an item, I end up selling it like a month later because I only took it because it looked good or had related stats. Like the biggest thing is caster sticks, you know, fire of fire lore, so you get the fire damage boost, but you also get the fire critical hit boost on the same item, so you don't have to try to fish around to get it on two different ones. I'll grab those, I'll keep them for a month, and then I'll remember I don't have a caster who cares, because they are at cap, and I'm not TRing them. So having a level 26 stick is great for level 26 to 29, and then once you hit 29, it's named items all the way. The named items just have typically more stuff on them. They have the set bonuses attached. They usually have synergistic abilities just right off the bat. You don't have to get lucky, so you can farm named items significantly easier than you can farm random gen items. If you're gearing your character up, you're not planning to use random gen items. You could in theory find most of the same things you would get from named items.
A lone
Yoink.
female dwarf gazes into the depths of a clear pool. When you approach, she looks
You could, but it would be a lot more effort, and you'd be leaving it up to a lot more chance compared to a named item that you know what you're going to get when you get it. You can count on it, you can plan around it, and you know exactly what quest it comes from. So even if it takes a while, it's guaranteed that you will have the correct item. If you are just farming for a random gen constitution ring, like, sure, it could drop anywhere, but you're not. You're just searching for a constitution ring, and then maybe it has a second stat on it that's useful. Whereas a named constitution ring, like I think there's an artifact one even. It'll have constitution and sheltering and insightful constitution and a whole bunch of other things you wanted all stacked in the same item. So most of the time,
a single mining golem stands
you're better off
on
planning
the
around a
end of
named
this
item.
path, abandoned long
That
ago.
said, I do skim the names of the random gen items. On the off chance I do see something that's like, oh, that is nearly as good as the named item without the need to farm out the named item. Because random gen items are not bound. So I can easily transfer them between characters. A lot of named items are bound to account. Or even character sometimes. So you just can't move them. You have to farm it out on that character. So if I were to get, like on this character, if I get a cool named item, it has to stay on this account. Because they're at minimum bound to account like 95% of the time. Not going to do me any good if I want it on my other account. But if I find a random gen item, like I think I saw I had one in here the other day.
clanging stride of the mining golem has attracted a crowd of
Should actually fight the guys while we're looking at this. Dodge 13, Sheltering 34. Those are some very defensive boots that I will probably never use because I almost always have boots of striding, so movement speed in some flavor. But those are some very defensive boots. And they're high enough level that it's kind of nice that when you start actually doing your gear hunt, sure, you want the artifact with the Constitution plus 12 instead of the plus 11 or whatever you could get on your other item. Give or take, the numbers may not be perfect off the top of my head. The point is, the named item's better, but the random gen one will suffice while you look for it. So that kind of is the advantage of actually picking the gear up. You can wear it until you find the named one instead of wearing your, I don't know, level 5 armor from the Feywild because nothing else looked as cool. Need a trip or something. We don't really have anything for golems other than continue to hit it. Bulwark's doing his job. So, like, at a glance, we'll take the remnants, we'll take the liquid cash. I don't have a big gem bag. I don't want to fill up my inventory. Dodge and sonic resistance, not even close. Those are, like, random gen items only have 2 bonuses. I'm not wasting one on sonic resistance. What was the other one even?
Fortune favors
Dodge?
bold.
Dodge on your armor that has a max dex bonus, doesn't it? Max dex... Oh, 15. Okay.
Another wall of stone spells.
I was gonna say, like, if you could only use half of that dodge. Gotta find another robot. Okay, so number one reason I don't look at gear. I only use named items in my actual gear sets, and you don't need gear while leveling. Will the gear help you while leveling if you do stop and smell the roses and look at the gear? Yes. Would we be stronger if I paid more attention to gear? Yes. Has it slowed me down? Semantics. Yes, technically it has slowed me down, not having optimized gear. However, have you seen the damage numbers we put out? For how little effort we put into this, like, most of this is Feywild. Just stuff we found along the way. It's fine. Do not stress about your gear. You are welcome to if you want to. If you like... There was a point that I had, in my head, decided I was going to make a master set of items. So whenever I TR'd, I would have items set aside for every level. 1 to 20. Full set of items. Best that level had to offer, with a couple of interchangeable pieces, depending, you know, because you would need cloth, light, medium, heavy. You know, there's 4 different kinds of armor. So some of them would have to have more than one thing. I had it in my head I was going to farm this all out. So I had this great set. So I'd be powerful at every level. I never had to stop and grind anything, or I would never have to drop down to normal mode. That lasted all of about maybe a month.
The air is thick with the
Because
stench of fresh gore.
there's just so much gear. And the number one thing stopping me from doing that is storage space. Just the organizational requirement of having to keep all that organized is too much. If you are truly interested in having a set of gear at some interval of levels, you might want to look into the crafting system. It has been updated 2 or 3 times since I did any crafting. But the last I remember, it uses those same collectibles that I mentioned last time that I need to get around to actually picking them up more often.
The dwarf's frenzied eyes stare.
Oh, we here already?
Genuine pleasure.
So,
Here's to mine for the
I
juice.
don't think crafting is as
Splendid new
tedious or as item intensive as it used to be.
How much harder you'll work. Oh, you stand still.
It used to have some pretty interesting quirks. They nerfed a lot of the really good crafting things, which kind of killed crafting for me. To me, the whole point of crafting was to make things that you're not supposed to be able to find. But anyway, if you really, really want gear for every level, just go level a crafting and just craft everything. Because it'll be faster to get the materials than to actually try to loot,
Can't believe we did it.
you know, that many different levels worth of items. Because even if you're doing like what I ended up doing was I started throwing away everything that wasn't a major upgrade. So
Embrace such a mad scheme.
I kept pretty much nothing from level 6 to 9 because there was nothing between Feywild and Ravenloft that was better than Feywild. And then I didn't keep anything from 11 to 14 because there was nothing better than Ravenloft up until you got to Sharn, and then Sharn was better than everything. That generally holds true. There's an occasional item that I kept because it did something that, say, didn't exist otherwise. Like, I think Ravenloft doesn't have hats. There's no helms of any kind. Oh, wrong one. Where it gets tricky, and where I think people get stuck, honestly, is they play Feywild, and then Saltmarsh, and then Isle of Dread. Actually, I think it's Saltmarsh, Feywild, then Isle of Dread. And it is... they're too close together, and the gear is too similar. Like, I'm not going to farm out a full set of Saltmarsh items, and Feywild, and Isle of Dread for heroic leveling, because they're like level 3, 5, 7, I think? They're just too close together. You don't spend enough time. Like, you level up faster. It's like the same reason I don't buy the baby
After a long
a bunch of shoes. He's going to outgrow them too fast to be worth spending money on a bunch of shoes that he doesn't want to wear anyway. Take him to, Value Village or Goodwill or whatever. Salvation Army. Get some shoes that, are 80% of the way through their life. Because he's only going to wear them for half of what they had left anyway.
The Master Manifest could be anywhere within its maze-like halls.
It does have a downside. Oh, his shoes just broke. They were used shoes, right? You don't expect the used shoes to last forever, but you expect him to outgrow them.
You are amazing.
And by golly, they died before he outgrew them, and they were his favorite shoes.
Such a valuable
Probably
stone
not.
being used as an
There's a
ordinary
cause and effect in
resource.
here. The wailing of the child who doesn't understand why you can't just
This
fix their
stately
shoes.
gateway is framed by 2 dark and powerless signal crystals.
Alright. Oh, I didn't turn the crystal on first. We gotta go... I think it's this way. Turn the crystal on, then climb the ladder. I halfway remember this quest, because this is the one I got stuck on the longest. Because I originally didn't know what I was doing. You know, you come in blind. That's how you're supposed to play most of these quests. If you are a subscriber, you already have access to, we'll say, the majority of quests. If you're a subscriber and you're watching this to see whether you like the quests or not, just go play the quest. Like, do a little exploring. You only get to experience something for the first time once. Now, I understand if you're premium, like I am most of the time, you're not actually... You don't want to spend the money on something you might not like. Absolutely watch the videos and see if it's something you want to buy and have access to run all your characters through. Absolutely. That was locked. That's interesting. I'm not used to this. Did I just go down the wrong hallway? Because that's locked with two, what do you call it? There's the indicators there that I don't have something pulled. I thought I just ran down and turned the light on. I must just be in the wrong... Must be in the wrong piece of cave. Maybe it's up here? Mushrooms. This is looking a little more right. There's another mirror. Can I turn you on? There we go.
The relay crystal flares into brilliant light.
Now we can get somewhere. I think the rest of this is optional. We'll find out, but I think it's optional because I think the one we just turned on, which is the one I was looking for, turns on this one, and now we go climb the ladder and turn the thing. Okay. If you're having trouble finding the ladder, I found out it's right here by this broken power stone thing. Turn, turn, turn. If I was a monk, I could just hop that gap. Turning. Why am I turning that one? It's going. We gotta beam that way. Then it'll go around the corner.
As the beam of light strikes the
And let's go ahead and solve it in reverse like we usually do. So it has to go this way. It could go that way now, but we're going to say it went this way. And then down. And then, oh, nope, that's not right. How about... That looks more right. Oh, there's two of them. Damn. Got me. Okay. Okay. I forgot we have to double solve this one. So it has to go this way, has to go this way. Could go like this. Come on. What does this look like if it goes like this? That would connect that way, but then this one would have to go like this. And that's impossible to do. So instead, what if we did this? Impossible. Down, over, up. Maybe? Yeah. Oops.
The last puzzle piece clicks into
Accidentally did the,
leading into the lower district rumbles over.
Oop. There we go. Whoops. First try. There we go in here. Silly drow. I need to remember to cast our poison thing that we went out of our way to get before we get into the fights. I saw, look at that. Look at that guard there with his bright glowing eyes. What's wrong? You can't paralyze me anymore? Hope I didn't need to do anything up there. I mean, fine, we'll go get the caster since he's literally throwing comets at us. Like, rude. Alright. Feel like we're near the end of this quest.
As you enter the lower district, you are surprised to hear the hum of drow voices in the distance. A drow
Defeat
kneels in a magic
Tethyamar
by his side. So, come to the depths of love.
I mean, this guy's watching me just dominate these two Dryder. It's like, hey, you want to fight? Oh, you digivolved your Dryder? Your regular old drow were doing more damage to me. Just fall over. This is just embarrassing. Just fall over at this point. The wizard drops his shield and springs to attack. Okay, that's not going to end well for you either. At the point he loses half of his health in the first couple seconds, I'd be like, I surrender. And he's out.
His mission
Cash. That weapon isn't. That level is. The weapon is 2 levels higher level than our weapon. 3 pluses less. Like a fireball's less random extra damage. And I mean, just look at the paragraphs. Okay, well, I will say, a lot of the stuff that's scrolling on ours is paladin stuff that got applied to the weapon, but still.
You examine the ancient tome and verify that it is the Master Manifest you were sent to collect.
Is the next one the good one?
We'll be happy to hear that you come, and happier still to hear that you stopped a drow incursion into one of their ancient towers.
We're going where to do what?
Off the top,
sounds
but what is
amazing!
tinkering again? So, like, here's an interesting one. 19 to disable device and open lock. This is something you could stick in your back pocket as a rogue. Is it as good as the raid items and the named items? No. But if all you need is an item to equip do the unlocking, switch back to your combat gloves. This is at least 90% of what the named item can do. The potency is a waste, though, so it's literally just the tinkering part you care about. Look at this. Like, necromancy +5, insightful enchantment +3. Even if you did both of those schools, I would much rather have a necromancy and then insightful necromancy, or an enchantment and insightful enchantment, so that if I ever decide to switch one of those schools out, I don't have to get whole new items for everything. I can just switch the one enchantment item out and put in a evocation or whatever. Don't have to go out of my way to find a evocation / necromancy to, like, fit that gap again. I feel like we got 2 more quests. I vaguely remember we take the fight to the drow. And then after that one, then we go learn about the actual real bad guy and take him out. After we've already cleansed the Underdark. Alright, buffs are up.
The dwarves have asked you to stop the drow raiding parties coming from this region once and for all.
We're gonna go this way?
And its leader should be nearby. The lichen-coated cave floor has been trampled on by numerous travelers.
So,
Deep grooves
if I remember
and
right...
moving
Hey,
either
hello,
north
Mr.
or
Umberhulk.
west are accompanied by the tracks
Goodbye, Mr. Umberhulk.
of
Somewhere
solitary city.
not along the true main path, there's an optional journal we can read that lets us sneak our way into the fortress slightly easier. Remnant.
Whatever creature lies ahead, it is large and it is
Is this
not
it?
alone. This could be a
Blah, 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 blah.
detour.
Blah, 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 blah,
Somebody
blah.
died a terrible
Blah, blah,
death
blah.
here.
Ring the gong before
Probably
approaching,
eaten by
blah, blah,
some
blah.
underdark predator. The only thing left is an arm.
Oh, one more.
Its hand still clutches letter. On the letter says
So,
the drow are expected
you don't
to
have to go get that. You
black
could skip
work.
that whole fight with the
Information may allow you to
Umberhulks if you
find your way
want.
into the fortress.
You can see on the map that if I just turn this way, this was all just a big extra circle. It connects right here. So from the start of the quest, I could have just ran straight up. But we detoured to get the letter. Make it slightly easier to just walk in.
The drow appear to have their own mining operation. Large jewels glow in a luring red light as dwarf slaves work to extract them from the bedrock.
Now, we don't need to handle
Seem to be
him.
in a trance. Magic must be at work here, and perhaps one of the drow is behind. The drow guard.
I don't want to kill the dwarf, but I also don't want it chasing me the whole thing. I don't want to kill the dwarves. The dwarves started it. There, you're free. I saw us hit that little piece of ledge, and I hit the space bar too late to jump over it. And then we backtracked way too far, trying to get back onto the upper path. I can't get up. It's over here. It's cold chamber all over again, man. hirelings just zooming around. Oh, don't tell me I didn't actually need up here. I bet you it's right there. I think that was optional. Now that I'm thinking about it. Oh, man. That was a pretty big chunk just for doing that, though. 5K? Probably would have been 10K if I had not killed any, like it asked. This is a long way to go without being challenged. Well, just kiting behind me? No? Nobody attacking me. Okay, so first we ring the gong. The gong turns off the traps.
To announce themselves and perhaps parley with the drow.
I'm here to topple your fortress. Care to surrender? Immediately one-shot her. Okay, bye.
House Calacool would know your business here. A shrill whistling sound. More whistles in the distance and the alarm.
I do like that I can auto-consecrate when I get to a certain health threshold. That's neat. I don't know if it also does the stun if I am more powerful than them part. Well, the automatic one anyway. I'm pretty sure we bought that perk. Oh, one-shotted two of them at the same time. Cut.
Really good at this.
And drow reinforcements pour out into the courtyard.
Alright, we should be... We're in the stronghold. It usually takes me like 2 laps of this place. Because there's a... Oh, am I being attacked? Oh, poo. Archers. Archers, you kind of have to stop and kill. In this case, anyway. Because these ones can and will chase you to put themselves back in line of sight. At least I think that they do. They have way longer draw distance than I do, anyway. So this is the one that won't leave without her husband.
She shivers in fear as you look in her direction. A dark elf woman of striking beauty admires herself in the mirror.
Alright, I don't think I need anything in here.
Smile, a welcome contrast with the hostility of the other drow.
What I'm looking for is a level. If we kill all the guards or something, I think we can set the prisoners and the slaves to revolt. Or we're just looking for the lever, which is probably in the back corner. How about here? All things considered, they are awfully calm considering that some, like, red dragonborn kicked down their door and started cleaving them. Need an iron key. And a bunch of sleeping guards. Fortunately for them, they sleep with their swords. Unfortunately for them, they sleep with small swords. Silver key is not the key that I was expecting. Guess we keep going. I'm pretty sure what I needed was like a... I'm starting to get tired. And now I'm drawing a blank, and it's like, did I imagine that I needed a key to get through that door? And then I just maybe didn't try. Thinking I didn't have the key. I feel like I've been here one time. And I'm not jumping in the middle of that obvious death soup. The war mage. He was made war. By war, I mean auto attack while I type on the other computer. Oh, look, he's down. Lever? I was really expecting a lever of some kind. Oh, good, a hidden door. It's nice of you to spot the hidden door, but I can't find it unless you also come a search. There are 2 rogue hirelings, and the gold ones that you only get for paying for like the collector's editions of expansions. It's very pay to win. I don't like that they're exclusive, so that if you join late you just don't, you just never get out of the thing so I can see. I don't like that there's no chance to get them later. I would have much... Like, I own all of the special hirelings at this point.
Open it quick.
Gold key is also not the key I'm looking for. Anyway, I wouldn't mind. I know that they say like, oh, it was a promise of exclusivity kind of thing. It's like, I wouldn't mind if you made them more profitable for everybody and didn't extract my money just because of FOMO. But I use them a lot. We're purposefully not doing so in this playthrough.
The huge webs within this cavern have luminous gemstones
Feel like that's an option.
placed within their design. The result is both beautiful and sinister. Regal decorations make you suspect that these
Maybe
are
not.
the quarters of the stronghold.
Oh no, this is the boss, because this is the one that can teleport along the spot. Yeah. Yeah.
The priestess
This is gonna
stands
take us a
before
little
her
while
altar
since we
atop one
don't.
of the upper platforms.
We don't have an
Lost in
easy way
prayer
of
to the
chasing her
goddess.
down.
She isn't aware. The priestess raises her head as you approach. A spider is now prepare to become a sacrifice to Lord.
This is what I remembered. I remembered that she would teleport away. There she is. Damage gate should be going up pretty soon. She's just about at half. There you go. What if we came down where you couldn't actually target us without running all the way to us? Make you do the work there? Fine. Whatever the trick is, it's not down here. Where are you? There you are. Now don't disappear again. Stand and fight. Don't want to have to look for you again. Oh, damn it. There we go.
Perhaps that will give the Dark Elves pause before they consider another attack on the walls.
Alright. We're getting our loot. We're getting out. I'm starting to fall asleep. We've only got one quest left, so it's like, I'm pretty sure there's only one left. And it's the good one. It's the one that I look forward to. But, I'm getting old. I got the fat covered, at least. Alright. I should be... I believe that I am right. And there's only one left. As we go for a swing. Because I cut the corner just too much. That was this one. Alright. Take 5. And back. Let's get in here and do this last quest. This is the one that redeems the pack. Like, even though I don't usually run these quests, I remember this pack. Or this quest. Why am I missing 500 HP? Hireling's problem, not mine. Bum, bum, bum. Alright. Stealth Eart. Coming for you. You don't know that that's not where the pronunciation, like, cuts off. I feel like I wasn't supposed to just take all of them out. I really thought that I was gonna just hit the drow, because usually the guys you're supposed to be saving aren't targetable. Oops. Their divine punishment hits for like 50, and my healing that I didn't even push a button for is like 150. Alright, well they're dealt with. Where are we going? That's the way we came, so I guess we were supposed to go up. Hello, goodbye. And I kind of feel bad killing the miners, but, you know. This is actually a lot like the last pack we did.
Looking very pleased for some reason. He waves you over
in that it has
laughs and dances
Basically, Scarecrow gas as the main
You step
antagonist
through the mirror
is kind of what's
find
happening.
yourself in another cave. Stoutheart is nowhere to be seen.
Uh,
A group
I don't care about the
of
treasure.
miners scour
Okie dokie.
you from further up the passage. In the glint of gold,
I honestly don't care about the treasure, so. Hello? Stupid mimic. Are those dwarves attacking me or are they attacking the mimics? Are they actually helping fight the mimics because I didn't try to take the treasure? Carry on, dwarven dudes.
Stoutheart's voice projects from the cave to
Don't
the
care
north.
about that.
Such a fascinating specimen.
I think I did the same thing in Heroic. We are required to care about it. I am probably one of the few who actually doesn't care about what could be in that chest. The very obviously trapped chest. If we were in Sharn or Ravenloft, sure, I'd open the chest. You know, if I knew it had named loot in it. But I only care about the named loot.
Stoutheart's body shivers and is replaced with a drow warrior. He flashes a smile and steps
Look at all
into
those
another
colors.
mirror.
And a castle.
Through the
Man, isn't it nice to not be underground for a little while? Hi, you. Look. I've never done the murderous just attack him way.
The soft breeze carries the scent of flowers and fresh baked bread. You see
Da 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 da.
a
Boing.
voice whispers in your ear as you draw closer. Perhaps this is what a drow
Hello.
looking down on the world from below it, ambitious and cruel.
You know, this quest came out much before Baldur's Gate 3. You know, and we've had Fred the Friendly Mind Flayer for a long time. I can't imagine Mind Flayers got much of a... they didn't exactly get a glow up in Baldur's Gate 3.
The Mind Flayer projects a telepathic warning. Danger. They come
What if I
again.
just stand here?
More demons materialize at the
All right.
stick to the fetid
Blah, blah, blah. Blah,
The
blah, blah.
Mind Flayer finally manages to stand.
I'm going to take this box of stuff.
The Mind Flayer
And by box, I mean I'm going to take this 1,000 platinum you happen to have on you and then just leave you the rest of your treasure.
The drow is in danger.
Specifically, so what's interesting is that from an in-game point of view, I am taking like the least valuable thing in that treasure chest. Because I am pretty sure that level... What level is this? This is 32, right? Level 32 random loot sells for more than the 1,000 platinum that I picked up. But one of these is loose change that goes into a magic pocket that I never have to think about again, and the rest of it fills up my few inventory slots that I am terrible at managing.
As you approach the mall,
Oh no,
villagers begin to shiver.
he's been attacked by scantily clad women and some men.
The drow warrior called
Blah, blah,
Silent
blah.
gives him a respectful nod, then runs off
Let me
to
through.
rejoin his companion.
Let me through.
You
Let me
turn
through.
toward the gate,
Let me through.
only to find
Let me
someone
through.
very familiar
Let me through.
smiling at you.
I am rushing through all this stuff because we've already done it before. I do like this quest though.
Says the shape changer.
We need more quests like this that actually have like twists and like different... I like the... How do you put it? The obstacle course type dungeons? Where it's not do the one thing the whole time, but it's like, here's like 6 different things. Can you jump through all 6 of these hoops? especially when they are not individually super long. So it's more like, you can make it more like a challenge run, like, hey, can my character handle all of the different things? Instead of, can my character do this one thing for about 15 minutes? I used to be a bit of a completionist when it came to stuff like that. You know, I mentioned I pulled out the old Skylanders, you know, basically a Diablo for children. Pulled them out for the little one to play with, and they have these little challenge dungeons that you can do, and I used to do every single one with every single character just to show that I could. Should be a piece of broken mirror laying around here if I remember right. Just more women presenting demons. Do demons actually have gender? Like, that's not how demons reproduce, right? So they're only taking the male slash female form as a temptation slash distraction, right? Because they don't actually reproduce sexually. I've not looked into... Oh, apparently I didn't need the mirror. That was the mirror.
An assured voice echoes from around you.
Okay, this is the one part I'm going to slow down on.
Your close champion, my humble is just...
Because I remember...
I have one more task for you before we meet face to face. A trifle.
These worms, for some reason, really hurt me one of the few times I did this quest. Alright, they're hitting for about 100 a shot, which is not scary to me. I think we got... I think that acid is probably what did it. Okay, maybe we'll be fine, because this one didn't seem to hurt us very much, and I didn't even bring the higher light. Hello, Stone. Oh, hello. Clear Arling. I don't trust that acid damage not to add up. Especially if it becomes like a damage over time thing. So I'm just giving them a little bit of respect just in case. What's this? Acid coated. I don't know what that does. Acid coated. It's gone. I feel like that's probably the source of damage that I remember, but I couldn't highlight it fast enough to read it. Another keystone right over there we can see. Sticky bolt. It's probably a variation on Black Dragon Bolt. This one's going down a lot faster than the other one did. Keystone. I can see them both from here. There's a very obvious wormling right here. I think I can see another one over there. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I'm just seeing things. Still, fighting them one at a time just in case. Because I still don't know what covered in acid does. based on context, I would say it probably reduces your resistance to acid damage, would be my guess. If it goes down fast enough, let's try and read it this time. It still just says acid coated. It will not actually tell me what it does.
You touch the last key.
Alright.
The shapeshifter's eager voice chimes in from the
We're done with that. And that was the scary part of the quest. That was the only part I was a little iffy on. The rest of this we should, in theory, waltz through.
A tall, graceful figure stands.
Sup, Graz'zt?
Know me now.
You know he's a demon because he's got a flying comma in the middle of his name.
I am Graz'zt,
Blah, 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 blah.
demon lord.
He disappears, and then we gotta find him in the maze.
As you move to attack,
And by find him in the
Graz'zt
maze,
laughs
I
and
mean...
vanishes. His voice whispers.
Are we actually going to do the maze right, or are we just going to brute force our way through it?
Don't worry, champion.
Because you're not supposed to step in the circles.
Close by. Explore my little
Yeet.
home away from home.
Safe.
Come find me.
I guess we could attempt to do it the intended way, which is not just trigger every trap. Is that the way we want to go? Probably. I did not. I was not in that circle. I was not in that circle. Just because I'm one of the wide folk. I do like the reflective surfaces, though. Blah. Well, this way was a bust. I could go that way. Here's a mirror, which we're gonna... I think I went through that mirror already. Let's go back through it. We'll go... I think I went that way already, too, based on the map. We kind of want to... We want this upper section, because we've already ran through all this lower bit. So we'll go this way. Ha! I only stepped in one of your circles.
You find
I'm not convinced that I actually stepped in that circle. Are you blocking? Do you? I guess if he really wants to just stop attacking. You are afraid. I'm supposed to be immune to fear. Thank you. Are you a special fear? Yeah. It's probably not coded as actual fear. I can't attack, but I can still touch myself.
the demon lord's gaze fades. You can look upon him once more.
Apparently I'm not allowed to do anything while I'm under the special fear. I can't even use lay on hands. Not that it matters, because even just the automatic crusade popping up. Just like, oh, every couple seconds I'm going to heal 150 HP. And there's nothing you can do about that.
Graz'zt's wounds seem deep, and his movements begin to slow. Yet just when you think victory is at hand,
Into the mirror.
the demon lord
No?
stands upright, blows you a kiss, and vanishes. The world around you begins
Oop.
to fade into blackness.
Swing.
The demon lord's voice continues.
They definitely set this guy up to come back.
Heroic, but it's not quite legendary.
I didn't like his lead-up quests that
There's
much,
not enough at stake to make it
but this guy,
song and fable, and that's
the whole kind of Loki style quest, like I like this one. I wouldn't mind another quest with him. We got an item. A bastard sword. We're going to put it in our inventory just in case the game crashes while we're looking at it.
But I'm getting ahead of myself.
Let's see.
I need to sharpen your curve.
Level 28. So it's a level lower than the Barovian weapons. It's a plus 13, so it's 2 pluses less. Still, if I was in the market for a bastard sword and I hadn't quite made my way up to Barovian levels yet, I mean, sure, it's just from level 28 to 29, but if I cared about bastard swords, it's like, yeah, one level sooner. Stop changing what I'm looking at. Get out of the... Stay. 3 constitution damage on each hit is interesting. How good is that? Off the top of my head, they nerfed stat reductions. So there's like a max of 10, 20 that you can drop something, and you're never going to get anything to 0 stat anymore because of it. But it is wounding 3, so it does take 3 a time off. And Constitution's kind of the best one to take off. You start with that at the beginning of the fight, and because they're losing stages of Constitution every hit, they lose a lot of their early HP quickly. Let's see, 66 chaos damage on hit. Can't use, or harder to use for lawful. That's kind of about the same as what we've got. Slay Living is interesting. Just occasionally it'll auto kill whatever you're hitting. We got a +2 mythic. That's nice. And I guess the main ability on here, Echoes of Angrieve. Blah blah blah. Each strike deals an additional 66 acid damage on each hit. So it actually is. It's only a small step behind the Barovian weapons. It's +2 behind, although it does have Mythic +2 on it. So that actually kind of catches it up. It's doing the 12d6 damage, same as my Holy and Fire. It's just doing acid and chaos. And it has Slay Living on it instead of Undead Bane. This is... And it has an oh, they both have an augment slot. And it accepts sentience. This is honestly not bad. Just as a random weapon we picked up. I don't have any bastard sword characters. And it's bound to account, right? Bound to account. So this account especially... I don't know, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to keep it. I'm definitely going to keep it. It's interesting. It's close enough to the Barovian weapons that I could see people just, like, not going out of their way to get this because the Barovian weapon is an automatic free thing. Like, they're so close together. I don't know if you'd farm this out, but it is interesting. I would definitely give it a try if I ever actually get a bastard sword character on this account. At minimum for that 28 to 29. When you're just staring at the Ravenloft and Sharnkir like I'm only 1 level away. Alright, that was the last quest, right? Now we get a sweet high five. That's our reward. A sweet high five. Oh, okay, here we go, here we go. But these are all... Oh, no, they're level 29. Blah, blah, blah. Assassinate of Deadly is so very specifically like Rogue or one of the few other characters with an assassinate ability. Oh, I thought that was Corrosion of... Okay. Close. This is what I was talking about earlier. Acid lore and combustion. Like, they know we're never going to want items like this. It's just filler. They might as well just tie the abilities together, because otherwise we're just going to automatically ignore. You know, I could maybe see this one, right? Radiance and then Conjuration focus, because they're not necessarily... that's not necessarily wrong. You could be a Conjuration focused with Radiance. I don't think there's any Radiant Conjuration spells. But like Spell School... It's not... Anyway. No one's ever going to use Combustion of Acid lore unless they happened to get Corrosion of Fire lore on a different item. And at that point, it's like, just get the pure ones. Or get a named item, because the named items are almost guaranteed to have the right pairing on them. Right? Right? Magnetism, Lightning lore, Glaciation, Ice lore. Get the named items, you don't have to worry about it. Or craft it, but I don't think it's worth crafting. Not that. Craft things you can't find normally. Craft the unique. Anyway, we out. That was the Mines of Tethyamar. We are... Where are we going next? We are going... Oh, we're going to just a little one. We're going to go take a look at the Veil of Twilight. Kind of. They did not epic the entire pack. But there are, technically, 2 epic level quests in that pack. So, that's where we're going. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.